Wowed and amazed.
Weather can surprise us. It can thrill us. And perhaps most importantly, it can shed light on some of life's greatest mysteries.
We don't see these temperatures very often, and they can be life-threatening.
Good morning, folks. An Arctic outbreak underway, bringing some of the coldest air of the season. Both record high and low temperatures shattered today, and dangerous wind chills could put lives at risk.
Plus, we're keeping an eye on what could be our next named winter storm from the south to the northeast. Rain, snow, and everything in between. How this system could affect you going into the work week.
And you know what? Despite the extreme cold, thousands today are saying no shorts.
Oh, yeah.
No problem. As they take part in an unusual, very unusual race. We'll let you know why they're running in their underwear this Valentine's Day weekend. We've got it all ahead this morning on AMHQ Weekend. Sometimes there are no words. You just had to
just great ideas.
Right, folks. Well, hello and welcome to AMHQ Weekend. It is Saturday, February 13, 2016. I'm meteorologist Reynolds Wolf.
And I'm meteorologist Alex Wilson. In for Kelly Cass today, we've got cold, snow, and another winter storm that could cause a huge mess as you get back to work. But the big story by far today is the cold and the wind chill, Reynolds. No joke.
Yeah,
I'm going to tell these numbers.
Bring it.
They're not jokes. Some 90 million people actually under a wind chill advisory or warning this morning.
This is staggering. And you take a look at what's happening in Duluth, Minnesota. Certainly some cold times there this morning. We've got a wind chill advisory, in fact, through, let's see, 9 a.m., Alex.
Yeah, and the wind chill right now, what it feels like if you were to step outside, minus 17. And, you know, we were kind of talking. Once you get below, I don't even know, minus 10, do you even feel a difference? Do you go, nope, this is definitely minus 17?
Yeah, it's kind of like on the inverse of that. A day where it's 95 degrees and you go up to 98 or 100, does it really make a difference?
No.
Well, I'll tell you, the cold, though, is going to make a difference for so many people. You're talking wind chill warnings, and we've taken out the blue paint, and I mean, it goes all the way from the Northeast through Vermont, New Hampshire, even back into the Great Lakes.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking entire states under wind chill warning. So this is dangerous cold. You know, our winter weather expert, Tom Nizzle, he said, this is the kind of cold where you need to check your pipes, check your car battery, and bring in the pets. Please don't forget about your pets. Bring them inside. Too dangerous for you outside, too dangerous for them outside. Got to be careful. Yeah,
affecting a lot of people, and people who have to be careful. Well, people in Boston, New York, right now, you got the two spots there where the bone-chilling cold is really settling in. Boston, expect highs in the teens with low temps at or below 0 tomorrow. And then you got Monday morning. New York, you're going to stay below freezing and close to 0 degrees Sunday morning. But let's take a look at that forecast and show you what you can expect. Again, we're talking the coldest air so far of the season. You take a look at this, and wow, that is one serious polar air mass. Now, we've got the next disturbance. It's going to help deepen this trough, and that trough, when it deepens, is going to allow more of that cold air to permeate places where we normally don't see it get this darn cold. We're talking parts of the South, certainly in the Ohio Valley, Mid-Atlantic. The story for today is going to be just, again, the transfer mechanism of that cold air advection going from north to south. Arctic air is going to remain in place, too, as we make our way into the end of the weekend. Now, look at the difference here that you have. Minus 17 in Holton. You've got 21 degrees in Boston. Go to New York. And then just a few hundred miles as you go out towards the west. Look at the difference in the air mass. You've got 2 degrees in Buffalo, Detroit with 3, Indianapolis with 10, Pittsburgh single digits there too, Saranac Lake minus 1 for the time being. That's what we have right now, but what's to come? Well, that cold air is really going to be staying locked in place. New York, perfect example for you. Notice for today, right at 17 degrees, we stay in the teens, dropping to 12 by the time 6 p.m. comes calling. Certainly, bitterly cold conditions can be expected. Burlington, minus 15 by tomorrow morning. Syracuse, minus 12. Those aren't your wind chills. When you bring in the wind chills, it gets even more staggering. And then look at the forecast highs we have for you. 26 degrees cooler than average for you in Syracuse. 17 degrees cooler in Pittsburgh. Washington, 20 degrees colder. Monday, we see some improvements in a few locations, but then we're going to have some precipitation back in the mix, which is going to make for a very sloppy, very messy commute for your Monday. Air travel will be affected. Roadways, certainly a huge mess for a lot of folks. And in Pittsburgh, the way it's going to go for you, average high 39 degrees. We will get to that point into Monday and Tuesday, very close to average. But till then, for today and tomorrow, Alex, deep freeze. Let's send it right back over to you.
You know, these are those days where you're really glad at Syracuse University. You can get to the dining hall from your dorm below ground. Use those tunnels. Hey, we're looking at Minneapolis right now. You're also cold. and you've got snow coming your way. So both of our weekend weather stories coming into play for you. The temperature right now -5 under fair sky, and we have a feels like temperature of -17. We've also got some winter weather advisories in play all the way from North and South Dakota through Minnesota, Iowa, back into parts of Illinois. This is for our first system that's going to offer up some snow to this part of the country. And Greg Diamond, our weather producer, I'm going to need some help. It's early in the morning. All right, we've got snow right now coming down into parts of North and South Dakota into Iowa. Water vapor imagery showing this next system. So riding up and over that ridge and then heading down off towards the southeast. So we will be watching for that snow to develop. Through tomorrow, upper level energy diving southeast. So that's why you could see those advisories and warnings were positioned from northwest to southeast, and that's the story through tomorrow. So we will see that snow begin to develop. We're watching it right now through parts of the Dakotas and then into Iowa. We've got that moisture, more moist air moving over the cold surface as that system tracks east. So generally it's light snow. We're not going to be seeing huge accumulations, but still you will get in on the snow. Snow today from the Dakotas into parts of far northeastern Nebraska, northwest Iowa. By tonight, best chance of snow from the Dakotas into the northwest part of Illinois. Then tomorrow that digs down into, say, Kentucky and even the state of Tennessee. Nashville, you're going to get in on some snow showers. St. Louis as well. Wintry mix into southern Missouri, parts of Tennessee. Even a little freezing rain possible into parts of southern Missouri, say around Springfield. Snowfall totals generally 3 to 5 inches through this deep shade of blue. However, into South Dakota, a little bit of Iowa, we could see some totals 5 to 8 inches. But Reynolds, this is not going to be an epic snowmaker, but definitely a nuisance for your Valentine's plans.
Absolutely. Nuisances in Charlotte. Well, today it's going to look good. You've got sunny conditions, a chilly day, waking up to about 35 degrees. That's about where you're going to remain throughout much of the day. Plenty of the sunshine, though, in the Queen City. So let's talk about what Alex was talking about, the next winter system. What we can expect in Charlotte is going to be, well, some snowflakes, snow late into Sunday. But then Monday, there's a chance to get some freezing rain out there for the overpasses and bridges. Those are spots that will be susceptible to it. You have this area of high pressure that's going to be moving east. Some of that cold air is going to be retreating in Monday into Wednesday. So we'll see a little bit of improvement, to say the least. But this low that we're going to see that will develop over parts of the deep south is going to pull its way to the mid-Atlantic. The track of the low, still a little bit of guesswork with this, but as we make our way in time, we'll have a much better handle on it. The way it does appear, though, is we're going to see it turn its way into the mid-Atlantic, and there's going to be a chance of some snow. Snow possible. Best chance possibly in higher elevation into portions of, say, the Berkshires, back in the White Mountains, and certainly into the Appalachians, but a chance of snow switching over to rain for parts of the Tar Heel State and moving into the Old Dominion state of Virginia. For Sunday evening, we have those scattered showers, and look, possibly some freezing rain in North Georgia, too, up in the mountains near LJ and Blue Ridge. Be ready for it. By Monday, we see it begin to launch its way a bit more into the northeast. Again, a lot of the snow switching back over to rainfall. So we're not talking several feet, but man, you'll have a lot of people just pulling their hair out. They're going to be so frustrated with the commute on your Monday. And Tuesday looks like we might see more of the sloppiness continue, Alex. Really frustrating times in terms of travel for much of the eastern seaboard.
Especially early in the week.
There you go.
Your Valentine's plans.
Absolutely.
You wanted to really pull out all the stops, maybe get a little less sleep, and then you have to get up Monday morning and deal with that. No fun.
Voila.
Hey, AMHQ weekend just getting started. It is Valentine's Day weekend, and they say love makes us warm inside. But if anyone is going to be feeling warm temperature-wise, we'll tell you where you got to go.
Currently in our area, 52 degrees under clear skies. Today, sunshine to start, then a few afternoon clouds. High 74. Winds northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, a few passing clouds. Low 57. Winds north-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Sunday, cloudy. High 69. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Temperatures will plummet to around 0. And with wind chill, the wind chill values will take us down to as low as 25 below zero. We don't see these temperatures very often, and they can be life-threatening.
He's not mincing words, folks. That's New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio warning residents take this incoming cold very, very seriously. City's police department increasing the number of officers. The homeless outreach unit and the fire department will deploy its units citywide to inspect and thaw any frozen hydrants. Nearly 600 salt spreaders are loaded and ready for deployment should icing conditions occur on the city streets. So let's send it over to Alex to look at how other cities are dealing with the dangerous and wind chill cold this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about some serious cold. Minneapolis looking live there, -5 is the temperature right now. But today you're looking at wind chill values as low as -25. And when you talk about that, frostbite obviously going to be very easy to get. Temperature of -5 with a wind speed of 7 miles an hour gives you a wind chill of -19. That means within a half hour of exposure, you are dealing with frostbite. So unfortunately, dangerous cold there. And in some spots, it'll take even less time. Look at Boston tomorrow morning, -7 with a wind speed around 18 miles an hour. There you've got the cold and the wind really kicking in. -30 is what your wind chill will be, and that means it'll take 20 minutes to develop frostbite. So unfortunately, anybody who needs to be outside tomorrow morning, you really need to take precautions. Cover up your skin, wear gloves, wear hats, all of it. In Albany, temperature of -10 is what we're expecting tomorrow morning. Wind speed 15 miles an hour. That means a wind chill of -33. Exposure time for frostbite will be around 20 minutes for you as well. So this is the kind of weather where you need to take care of yourself. Also, please take care of your pets. Bring them inside. I don't care if it's an outside dog. They need to have a warm place to stay, a dry place to stay. Make sure they've got water. Make sure it's not frozen if they are outside, any animal. Hypothermia happens when your body loses heat faster than it can produce heat. So you're actually seeing your body cool off in general. And some of the symptoms, what you would look for in somebody who has hypothermia, obviously shivering, but numbness, and then a glassy stare if they're having a hard time concentrating. Apathy, weakness, impaired judgment, even loss of consciousness can all be symptoms of hypothermia. So unfortunately, we're talking about a really dangerous situation. If you or yourself find yourself dealing with this, you want to call 911. If somebody you know is showing some of these symptoms, also want to gently move the person to a warm place, monitor their breathing and circulation, give rescue breathing, CPR if needed, if they lose consciousness or stop breathing. And of course, any wet clothing that the person would be wearing, you want to get that off and keep them dry and begin to warm them up. So Reynolds, I mean, this is a serious health danger, and you know, anybody who needs to be outside, especially for more than a few minutes, could just see some of these problems.
Yeah, it's just common sense.
Yeah.
You just got to be careful in these kind of situations, folks. You know, and speaking of people, well, a lot of people across the country cannot wait for March 20th to arrive. There's a reason. That happens to be the first day of spring. So has winter really been that bad? Well, we check in with our winter weather expert, Tom Nizzle, for a look at where we stand so far.
Well, we're into the middle of February almost, and I think it's a good time for us to look at the state of the winter across the U.S. How's it gone so far? Well, I'll tell you what, if you live out in the western U.S., that combination of cold air and a lot of storm tracks through that cold air have produced an abundance of snowfall. Winter recreationalists just loving the skiing in the western part of the U.S. We get into the upper Midwest, the Great Lakes region in the Northeast. We have snow cover on the ground, but for a good part of the winter, the temperatures have been above normal. And if you take a look at one of the snowiest cities in the U.S., Syracuse, New York, they're running nearly 4 feet below normal for their snowfall. One other way I like to look at the state of the winter is looking at our named winter storms. And what I have here is a graph of the last 3 years, the named winter storms, a number of storms here on the x-axis and the time of the year on the y-axis. We're going to put this year's storms on there. What's interesting is typically our most active period for naming winter storms, the second week of January through about the 4th week of February. So, hey, everybody, another 2 weeks to go, and then I believe we're going to start to see the light at the end of the tunnel as spring hopefully will begin to make its appearance. I'll send it back to you.
All right, Tom, thanks so much. Well, coming up, while parts of the country are shivering in the deep freeze, California feeling the heat out west. We're going to take a look at how long this February warm spell will last on the West Coast.
And one of the world's most dangerous sporting events wrapped up yesterday in California. We are going to check out the Titans of Mavericks surfing competition. Did you do that?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
We will do this, though. Take a look at Chicago. We have got some snowflakes that are in your forecast. Temperatures, wow, they are right at or near the 20-degree mark, and warming up all the way to a nice brisk 21 by 10 p.m., Alex.
I like that we went from surfing to I don't even want to think about being near the water. So.
Yeah, I mean, with the delicacy of a hatchet, that's how we do it. Hey, the 1 to 3 inches possible for Chicago, so be prepared for the Dan Ryan Expressway. You're going to have a lot of salt spreaders out there, no question.
Absolutely. We'll be right back.
Abdominal pain, urgent diarrhea. It could be IBS-D. New prescription Xifaxan is an IBS-D treatment that helps relieve your diarrhea and abdominal pain symptoms. Do not use Xifaxan if you have a history of sensitivity to rifaximin, rifamycin, antibiotic agents, or any components of Xifaxan. Tell your doctor right away if your diarrhea worsens while taking Xifaxan, as this may be a sign of a serious or even fatal condition. Tell your doctor if you have liver disease or are taking other medications, because these may increase the amount of Xifaxan in your body. Tell your doctor if you are pregnant, plan on becoming pregnant, or are nursing. The most common side effects are nausea and an increase in liver enzymes. If you think you have IBS with diarrhea, ask your doctor about new Xifaxan.
Here's something new. Now you can get the Weather Channel forecast on the new LL Bean app. Just tap, shop, and discover. The new app from LL Bean, featuring forecasts from the Weather Channel. Download today.
Andrew, Rita, Sandy. Meet Chris, Jackie, Joe. Minor damage or major disaster. When you need us most, we're there. State Farm. We're a force of nature, too.
I thought I married an Italian.
My lineage was the Vecchios and Zuccolis. Through ancestry, through the DNA, I found out that I was only 16% Italian.
He was 34% Eastern European. So I went on to Ancestry, soon learned that one of our ancestors we thought was Italian was Eastern European.
This is my ancestor I didn't know about. He looks a little bit like me, yes.
Ancestry has many paths to discovering your story. Get started for free at ancestry.com.
Mesothelioma victims and their loved ones may be entitled to a cash award from the $18 billion in asbestos trust funds, and you may not have to file a lawsuit to qualify. If diagnosed with mesothelioma or lung cancer caused by exposure to asbestos, call the number on your screen now. Even if a loved one had mesothelioma or asbestos lung cancer and has passed, your family may still be entitled to a cash award. Mesothelioma is a rare cancer caused by exposure to asbestos. Many victims worked in the Navy or in shipyards, mills, carpentry, roofing, insulation, construction, or automotive industries. For over 30 years, our legal team has successfully helped thousands of victims and families. Time is limited. You may not have to file a lawsuit. If your loved one has been diagnosed with mesothelioma or lung cancer caused by exposure to asbestos,
call 1-800-948-5177 now. 1-800-948-5177 now.
When the going gets tough, the tough keep pulling.
Out of the way, out of the way, out of the way!
There's trouble coming down the mountain.
This storm's really beating us up.
And the roughest roads.
This one's going to be a challenge.
Are just ahead. All new episodes of Highway Through Hell, Sunday nights at 10 on the Weather Channel.
Yeah!
Currently in our area, 53 degrees under clear skies. Today, sunshine to start, then a few afternoon clouds. High 74. Winds northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, a few passing clouds. Low 57. Winds north-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Sunday, cloudy. High 69. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
California man has walked away with the top prize at one of the world's most popular and dangerous surfing events. Nick Lamb got the perfect wave to win the Titans of Mavericks competition. This up at Half Moon Bay. Along with the title, a $30,000 check, and surfers from around the world gather every year at the spot for competition. This year's waves topped out around 30 feet or so. Now, in its 17-year history, the event has been canceled 4 times because the waves weren't big enough. This time, not the issue. Man. You know, they have a large fish that calls that area home. They're called great white sharks. So when you're out there, I'm telling you, that's something to consider. Hey, something else to consider is this beast of a system that we see that's churning out towards the Pacific. But if you look over from Denver southward, not a whole lot of activity. That is your ridge. And think of it being almost like a hill. So you have the moisture, you have the elements coming in from the Pacific, and they ride right over the top of it. So places like Albuquerque, El Paso, not getting a great deal in terms of precipitation. But what you will get are fairly mild conditions in the Valley of the Sun. If you look at Vegas going with 51 degrees, Los Angeles 57, Phoenix with 60, Salt Lake City along the Wasatch Range. Chilly times for you. We take you hour by hour, and by the time we get to the afternoon into the early evening hours, still very mild. San Francisco going with 64 degrees, 81 in Los Angeles, 88 in Phoenix, and 71 in Albuquerque. For tomorrow, more of the same. You like the mild weather? You're going to get it in Vegas along the Strip with 77 degrees, plenty of sunshine. Albuquerque with 66. Phoenix with 85 out by Camelback Mountain in Scottsdale. It will be beautiful. More of the same into your Monday, but maybe some showers popping up in the great area of Salt Lake City with 48 degrees. In Phoenix, take a look. Record high today, 87. Record high for tomorrow, 86. We're going to come very close to both of those. Average time around 70, so well above normal out towards the west. Meanwhile, in the east, well below. Back to you, Alex.
Yeah, how about that? So if you're missing the heat, there's places to go.
Absolutely.
You just have to buy a cheap plane ticket, right?
There you go.
No worries. Hey, it has been 170 years since the famous Donner Party found themselves trapped in the snowy Sierra Nevada mountain range. As legend has it, some turned to cannibalism to survive. In 2016, you're more likely to find an 18-wheeler crossing the Donner Pass rather than a covered wagon, but it can be just as deadly. Dave Malkoff rode with one trucker to see what the Donner Pass is like 170 years after that infamous winter.
It is long before sunrise at California's Port of Oakland. Each day, more than 11,000 trucks are ready to cross the same treacherous stretch of highway we're heading right into. This is I-80 East to Nevada.
All right, this is our ride. I'm Dave.
Dana.
Hey, how
nice
are you?
Nice to meet you.
Dana Nelson has invited us along for the ride.
What are you hauling today?
I think I've got speaker boxes.
Speaker boxes?
Speaker boxes.
Awesome.
The drive is long, so you need the music, but it's also dangerous. We're headed over the famed Donner Pass.
It's one of the most dangerous passes in the U.S.
It really is.
It is. Still, fatalities every year. The weather changes dramatically in a matter of minutes.
That's because it's here where I-80 climbs to 7,200 feet, making it one of the snowiest places in the United States. On average, more than 30 feet fall each year. And it was double that snowfall in the years 1880, 1890, 1938, and 1952, when more than 60 feet of snow fell at the top of this hill, even when it's sunny in California when Dana left the port.
I've been known to throw chains in shorts. The snowpack on the side have been up to 8 to 10 feet.
We ran into some rain, and often that's more dangerous than the snow.
It's going to put a layer of ice on top of the snowpack that is there. Now it's going to slide down, like the camera.
Drivers in the cars on the pass are often distracted by scenery, the blowing snow, their phones, unaware of the hard work these drivers put in every day.
We had a guy get stuck up here for 3 days once.
This time, Dana got lucky.
I leave before the kids wake up, and I'm usually home to help with dinner.
So from sunshine on the California coast, through those huge snow piles, all the way here to sunshine again on the banks of the Truckee River, we did it all in less than 6 hours. In Sparks, Nevada, Dave Malkoff, The Weather Channel.
Where's the truck driver?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. It's a good question. I didn't see him get out of the trunk. Breaker 19, man. Hey, coming up, for millions of Americans, it is really best to stay indoors this Valentine's weekend. Brutally cold weather. It's on the way. It's going to make the weekend miserable for New York, Boston, many other areas. We have your forecast.
And we're going to look ahead to the next big winter storm that could bring snow, ice, to even parts of the South.
I agree with you, though. What happened to the charge?
I don't trust Malkoff.
I don't either.
I'm a little worried.
It's weird.
Many people clean their dentures with toothpaste or plain water. And even though their dentures look clean, in reality, they're not. If a denture were to be put under a microscope, we can see all the bacteria that still exist on the denture. And that bacteria multiplies very rapidly. That's why dentists recommend cleaning with Polident every day. Polident's unique microclean formula works in just 3 minutes, killing 99.99% of odor-causing bacteria. For a cleaner, fresher, brighter denture every day.
Soup and sandwich and somewhere to go and clean and real and nowhere to be and warmth and looking good and sandwich and soup and inside jokes and Dan is back. Good, clean food pairs well with anything. The Clean Pairings menu, 500 calories or less. At Panera, food as it should be.
Jet.com is here. The smart way to save on pretty much anything. It's the biggest thing in shopping since...
Where's the money?
Cash registers.
Sorcery.
With Jet.com, you can save on pretty much anything. It's the biggest thing in shopping since shopping.
Moved into this? Make it look like this. Let's check out our options. Give it some style. Perfect. Now, let's detail it. Let's put our ideas to work and step into a new favorite room. Let's do this. Buy vanities in-store and online today, starting at just $139. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
You can't always be there to protect her down the road. Make sure the tires she's riding on will. With the revolutionary Michelin Premier Tire, even when half-worn, it's still safe, thanks to EverGrip technology. The Michelin Premier Tire, safe when new, safe when worn.
These are my dogs, Dusty and Cooper. I work for the dogs 24/7. I am the butler. These dogs shed like crazy. It's like being inside of a snow globe. It takes an awful lot of time to keep the house clean. I don't know what to do. What's this? Swiffer, Sweeper, and Dusters? This is nice and easy, boys. It really sticks to it. It fits into all the tight spaces. This is really great. Does that look familiar to you? I'm no longer the butler. I'm just one of the guys.
Check this out, bro.
What's that, Brohim?
I switched to Geico and got more.
More savings on car insurance?
Yeah, Professor, and more. Like renter's insurance.
More ways to save. Nice, Brotato Chip.
That's not all protein shake. Geico has motorcycle and RV insurance, too.
Ooh, that's a lot more.
Oh, yeah. I'm all about more Teddy Roosevelt.
Geico. Expect great savings and a whole lot more.
Currently in our area, 53 degrees under clear skies. Today, sunshine to start, then a few afternoon clouds. High 74. Winds northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, a few passing clouds. Low 57. Winds north-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Sunday, cloudy. High 69. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Closed captioning brought to you by California Walnuts. What makes this the best simple dinner ever? Great tasting, heart-healthy California walnuts. So simple. Get the recipes at walnuts.org.
It's the Northeast. We've stepped away from the warmth and are bringing in more cold. Not your ordinary cold, mind you, but true bone-chilling, breath-freezing cold. It'll be cold enough for this. And this.
It is absolutely frozen out here.
In under 30 minutes. And even this. Sunday morning temperatures struggle to get above zero in many places. Zero equals what it feels like in your freezer. So you might want to sit in front of this. But don't worry. Spring is not that far away.
Makes you feel a little better, right?
Yeah.
Don't get Cantori face, though. That looked like...
Oh, my gosh. Didn't that look absolutely brutal? Yeah, folks, don't repeat that process. Hey, it is 5:30, and welcome back in AMHQ Weekend.
If you're feeling a little chilly this morning, you are not alone because we've got some of the coldest air of the season in parts of the east this weekend.
You're right.
Crazy wind chills.
Should we show them the ugliness?
Let's do it.
There it is. I mean, yeah, we got it painted for you all in blue, different shades, but the story is the same. Wind chill warnings out there, wind chill advisories affecting millions, no doubt about it. Brutal times.
I mean, wind chills minus 10, minus 20, minus 30, and worse.
Yes.
Again, you get into just various shades of not feeling. Let's go to the Windy City. What do you say?
Well, why not? And let's say good morning to Chicago. Current temperature there about 8 degrees with the wind chill. This is a beautiful, beautiful little expanse. This is right on the DeSable Bridge and downtown Chicago. Always a lovely time, but I'm telling you, today may be one of those days where probably just stay inside. Yeah, it feels like you see it at minus 12, but the wind chill could dip things as low as minus 20 degrees. This is what Alex was talking about. I mean, just awful times. Chicago, by the way, under a wind chill advisory until 9 a.m. Let us advise you. It is cold out there. Right now, your wind chills, again, at Woodstock, you've got 14 Aurora, sakes alive, look at that, minus 15 Joliet, you've got minus 8 Kankakee. You get the story. It's cold out there. Michigan City, minus 1. That's one of the balmy spots that you have out there. Okay, see this blue stuff that we have way up here? Okay. Nice clouds, right? Wrong! Nothing to do with clouds. That's your cold air, and that's not going to stay locked in place. It's going to drift its way farther to the south, and when it does, you're going to be feeling it in International Falls. Current temperatures, again, just get the wind chill out of your mind for a second. That is the current temperature at minus 22. Timmins, look at that. Farther to the north up in Canada, we've got 36 degrees that belongs there. Detroit, 3 degrees. Indianapolis at 10. A lot of that's going to chug its way on south, and you see these departures from normal. All the arrows pointing downward to show you how far we've dropped in places. Cleveland, 22 degrees cooler than average, 20 cooler for you in Chicago, Minneapolis, same kind of deal. It's brutal. Tomorrow morning, it keeps going. In fact, this is going to be one of the most brutal days we've had of this winter. Cleveland going with a donut hole. You've got 0 is what you can expect in terms of your temperature. Minneapolis, you've got 3. Columbus, Ohio, man, Buckeyes are going to be shivering. Look at that. Average high at 40 degrees. We're going to be below that mark all the way through Tuesday. Average low around 25. Forget about it until you get into Tuesday morning, overnight Monday into Tuesday. You'll be close to it. But still, for the most part, you get the trend. Frigid for millions of you out there. Alex, back over to you.
Hey, we want to take you to Cleveland this morning. We're waking up to some snow showers on and off throughout today. You know, Cleveland, we've been talking about you for a few days. That lake effect has really been kicking in. Right now, 11 degrees with a feels like temperature, that wind chill, minus 9. Wind chill's going to be an issue for you around Cleveland as well as Chicago, like Reynolds said. But let's talk about this next winter storm that's going to be offering up the wintry weather to a lot of us as we head into the early part of the week. I know you're thinking, all right, you know, I put everything aside for the weekend. I didn't want to think about everything. You'd like to hit the snooze button about 7 times on Monday morning. May not be the easiest thing. We've got this high moving east, retreating cold air, but notice that cold air still working down parts of the south. Now, the track of low will impact the amount of snow that we see, so we're still watching this very closely. However, this pink area is where we think we've got the chance of snow that will eventually change over to rain, with snow possible notice through the interior portions of the Northeast and into the Mid-Atlantic. So through West Virginia, Western PA, Western New York, those will be some of the areas to watch. Sunday night could see a little freezing rain into parts of South Carolina, Georgia, North Carolina. That wintry mix for the areas in pink, including much of the western half of Kentucky, and then snow for interior parts of the Mid-Atlantic and the Northeast. By Monday, this is the day you get back to work, and you've got to watch for freezing rain from Charlotte to Greenville to near Atlanta. I think Atlanta, you're going to see that change over to rain pretty quickly by by Monday night. Notice the freezing rain in places like D.C. changing over to all rain closer to the coast, but interior sections of the Northeast will see the freezing rain, the wintry mix, and the snow. Think western PA, western New York. That right now is where it appears to have the best chance of some accumulating snow. But right now our total forecast showing moderate snow in those areas with some heavier snow totals into the mountains of West Virginia, where they'd love to see it because those skiers like it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Finding the silver lining.
Yeah,
some people do need it. Hey, when you think about the South, the first thought that probably comes to your mind wouldn't be snow. Not at all. But Old Man Winter has made a couple of cameos, and you'd be surprised to find where flurries have fallen in the South, even in the Caribbean. That story coming up.
This little guy is about to make his first deposit.
We'd like to open up a savings account for him.
Yes.
Great.
Thanks to Mom and Dad and their safe driving bonus check from Allstate.
Oh, look at this. Safe driving bonus. Are you a safe driver?
Lucky little fella.
Only Allstate gives you 2 safe driving bonus checks a year for driving safe. See how much more an Allstate agent can do for you. Call 877-644-3100.
Like in most families, Dad's always the last to know. That's why accident forgiveness was the first thing he asked for when he switched to Allstate.
Michael James?
Middle name. Not good.
Get accident forgiveness from Allstate and keep your rates from going up just because of an accident. Find out how a local Allstate agent can help better protect your family. Call one right now. Plus, drivers who switched saved an average of $446 a year.
Just a few more ways the good hands are doing more than ever before.
See what the personal service of an Allstate agent can do for you. Call 877-644-3100.
Now you can create your own tour of Italy at Olive Garden, starting at $12.99. Choose 3 of 10 favorites to enjoy on one plate, plus unlimited salad and breadsticks. The best tour of Italy is the one you create at Olive Garden.
Don't miss Founders Days at Pep Boys. Buy 2 Rain-X Latitude water repellency wiper blades and get $10 off instantly. And when you buy 3 select tires, you get the 4th free instantly. Trust the boys to get you there.
This year, make every amazing despicable. Wizarding second of your vacation count by staying where the adventure never ends.
Come with me now.
2 theme parks, spectacular resort hotels, more epic than ever. Don't just vacation.
Come with me now.
Vacation like you mean it. Universal Orlando Resort. Go big with the Wizarding World of Harry Potter exclusive vacation package.
Earning unlimited cash back on purchases. That's a win. But imagine earning it twice. You can with the Citi Double Cash Card. It lets you earn cash back twice. Once when you buy and again as you pay. It's cash back, then cash back again. And that's a cash back win-win. The Citi Double Cash Card. The only card that lets you earn cash back twice on every purchase. With 1% when you buy and 1% as you pay. With 2 ways to earn, it makes a lot of other cards seem one-sided.
My clear solution for pain, Salonpas Jet Spray, powered by 2 medicines. Salonpas sprays on clear, dries fast, and provides up to 8 full hours of relief.
Salonpas, powerful relief when and where you need it.
Do something.
Oh, I'm not a security guard. I'm a security monitor. I only notify people if there's a robbery. There's a robbery.
Why monitor a problem if you don't fix it? That's why LifeLock does more than free credit monitoring to protect you from identity theft. We not only alert you to identity threats, if you have a problem, we'll spend up to $1 million on lawyers and experts to fix it. LifeLock. Join starting at $9.99 a month.
Lowe's presents How to Find the Perfect Match.
Wow, they're so perfect together.
It's like they were made for each other.
They were. By the experts at HGTV?
Right.
Now get $5 off select interior paint and primer in 1 via rebate at Lowe's.
Here we go.
It's our biggest seasons ever. Starting with new episodes of Prospectors at 9 and Highway Through Hell at 10.
Bam!
Sundays on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 53 degrees under clear skies. Today, mainly sunny to start, then a few afternoon clouds. High 74. Winds northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, a few passing clouds. Low 57. Winds north-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Sunday, cloudy skies. High 68. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Hey, good morning, New York City. What a beautiful spot. Cold morning, though. Wow, you got a cold heart this Valentine's Day weekend, but probably the rest of you is going to be cold as well. The wind chill advisory is in effect until noon tomorrow. High is going to be around 17 degrees. Wind gusts could possibly be around 40 or so. Tonight, the low is going to drop near 0. Lovely times. Times Square, always a great time there, but I'm telling you, folks, it's going to be, you're going to feel like Nanook of the North. You're going to be just absolutely frigid there. And you take a look, it's not just going to be in New York City, but it's going to be all across the area, all the way up into Burlington. You go into Vermont, New Hampshire, minus 15. These are the forecast lows for tomorrow morning. Syracuse and Orange Street, you're going to be just seeing blue out there. It's just frigid for you. In Washington, D.C., 11 degrees can be expected along the banks of the Potomac. Now, for tomorrow morning, the coldest temperatures, the forecast lows that we have for you, minus 9 in Boston, which shatters a record of minus 3 that was set back in 1934. Hartford, again, breaking record set back in 1979. New York coming awfully close, same deal in Philadelphia. The point we're trying to make here is this is truly historic, what we're going to be dealing with. Be ready for it, be smart, be prepared. And Boston, it's been 49 years since the last record low was set back in February. Tomorrow's record, minus 3, again, set back in 1934. We're forecasting a low of minus 9. No thank you. New York City, it's been 22 years since the last low at or below 0. That was back in 94. We are forecasting a low around 1. So again, getting awfully close. So frigid times coming to the great state and certainly to much of the region. Alex,
oh yeah. You know, that's the kind of cold. Make sure your pipes and everything's good to go. You do not want to find yourself the loser in that situation. Hey, up into New York, they're lake effect winners, right? Lake effect snow pounded upstate New York. This video sent to us by Shelly Wright in Niagara County, where all she saw in all directions was white. More than 5 inches of snow, at least another 2 inches forecast to fall today. We've also got that wind chill warning in effect for Niagara County until 10 a.m. Sunday. So you've got snow, you've got cold, and you guys say, it's winter in upstate New York. We got that, right? Hey, we've got the snow coming off the lake, still lake effect off to the west of Geneseo. Up around Rochester, say around Irondequoit or Greece, you guys could see some snow showers. Syracuse, you're seeing passing snow showers as well. We've even seen them near Ithaca, where it is gorgeous. You know the shirt. We're going to be watching for more lake effect snow as we go through the day today, and notice off of parts of Michigan. We are watching for that lake effect snow as well up into northern sections of lower Michigan and then into the UP. So Cadillac, you've got the lake effect snow right now. Same for Marquette and areas off towards the west of Grand Rapids and Kalamazoo. Careful on those roadways because you could encounter those blinding visibilities thanks to that snow really coming down. So there's the big picture. Now notice we've got that snow around the Cleveland area. You know, Cleveland saw some trouble earlier in the week with multi-vehicle accidents. So got to be careful. You know, when you live in these areas, you come across that lake effect band and visibilities drop, and then 2 miles later you're out of it. So you're okay. But here's the forecast through today. Notice the snow showers will continue. That streamer right off of Huron and over Erie as well. We've got a lake effect snow off of Ontario, Syracuse down towards Tully and Cortland. You're going to be watching for it. So keep in mind, could slow you down time to time. The biggest winners, 5 to 8 inches for Northwest PA, say around Erie, 1 to 3 inches. Reynolds, maybe a little more in most other spots.
You know what, though? I mean, it's not unusual to see that. You kind of expect seeing that in that part of the world.
Oh, yeah. When I went to Syracuse, I loved it.
Exactly.
It was awesome.
Eat the stuff.
You wake up, the weather guy goes, 10 inches of snow today, and everybody goes, cool.
Yeah, fine.
We got this.
So you expect it there, but not so much here. No. Snow and ice may take on states in the Midwest and certainly in the South, all the way to the Northeast early next week. And even though the South is not typically known for snow, there have been some rare occasions where winter has actually made its way into the Deep South and it left a mark. Meteorologist Jen Carfagno takes a look at this winter wonder.
Oh, hey there. When we think think of snow piles like this, Hawaii isn't exactly the first place that comes to mind, but its high mountaintops, no stranger to snow. What's even more amazing is that snow has been recorded close to sea level in a place as warm as Miami Beach. Back in 1977, they received a trace of snow. This was the first time in recorded history that snow fell in South Florida. In fact, on the same day, snow reports were also received from the Bahamas. Freeport, Grand Bahama Island, just a hop, skip, and a jump across the Gulf Stream from Florida. The snow was too light to be more than a dusting, but that was not the case in February 1895 when Brownsville, Texas, which lies at about the same latitude as Miami, was blanketed by 6 inches of snow. That same storm brought 15 inches to Galveston, 20 inches to Houston, and 8 inches to New Orleans. Wow, those are some impressive snow totals. And at least the good thing about southern snow is that it usually melts pretty quickly.
Okay, so it's cold this weekend, but don't worry. Temperatures are like, well, DeAndre Jordan. The great rebounding. Coming up, we're going to talk about how long this winter chill is going to last.
You know, plus it's big air, not baseball, at Fenway Park in one of our top 5 videos of the week. That is some big air.
CoverGirl makes flawless as easy as 1, 2, 3. With new True Blend Primer, preps and smooths skin. And True Blend Makeup blends flawlessly. Plus, new True Blend Blush and Bronzer. From easy breezy, beautiful CoverGirl.
I tried Depend last weekend. It really made the difference between a morning around the house and getting a little exercise.
Only Depend underwear has new Confidence Core technology for fast absorption and the smooth, comfortable fit of FitFlex protection. Get a coupon at Depend.com.
I am never getting married. Never. Guaranteed. You picked a beautiful ring.
Thank you. We're never having kids.
I love it here.
We are never moving to the suburbs. We are never getting one of those. We're never having another kid.
I'm pregnant.
I'm never letting go.
For all the nevers in life, State Farm is there.
Can't afford to let heartburn get in the way? Try Nexium 24 Hour. Now the #1 selling brand for frequent heartburn. Get complete protection with the new leader in frequent heartburn. That's Nexium Level Protection.
Growing up, we were German. We danced in a German dance group. I wore lederhosen. When I first got on Ancestry, I was really surprised that I wasn't finding all of these Germans in my tree. I decided to have my DNA tested through Ancestry DNA. The big surprise was we're not German at all. 52% of my DNA comes from Scotland and Ireland. So I traded in my lederhosen for a kilt.
Ancestry has many paths to discovering your story. Get started for free at Ancestry.com.
When you report the weather,
Oh, yes! Yes! Yes!
there are 2 things you can never forget.
Woo!
A sense of adventure and a warm jacket.
Yes!
LL Bean, official outfitter of the Weather Channel.
Listen to that!
When excess mucus and phlegm accumulate in your lungs, you get congested. You need relief that works from the inside out. Now, available to call the Phlegm Ejector. To call is a multi-symptom cold syrup that works fast. Its triple action formula relieves cough, loosens mucus, and clears congestion. It makes your cough more productive from the inside out, so you can feel better faster. If you don't get the relief you expect, your money back. To call the Phlegm Ejector at Walgreens.
Speed Weeks begins February 11th on FS1.
Brought to you locally by South Florida Ford. Go further. Online at southfloridaford.com.
A little rain, a little shine, a little change over time. And the birds will sing, 'cause the weather will bring happiness to the hearts of the lonely. Will change our minds when the weather is fine.
Come on down to Weather Underground, weeknights at 6 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 53 degrees under clear skies. Today, mainly sunny to start, then a few afternoon clouds. High 74. Winds northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, a few passing clouds. Low 57. Winds north-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Sunday, cloudy skies. High 68. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Welcome back to AMHQ Weekend. It's time for your weekend weather update. And what's interesting is yesterday we had some snowfall in parts of the Tar Heel State. Nags had some spots right along the coast. You had up to, I think, what, 3.5 inches of snowfall. Well, that system is now churning its way up into parts of Maine. We see a little bit of that rotation. Before long, it's going to leave a little bit of the dusting, and then it is going to become part of the Canadian Maritimes, and boom, off into history. As it stands now, though, we still have the winter weather advisories and a winter storm warning for Ellsworth, Bar Harbor, Bahaba, Rockland, back in Old Town, Bangor, and Bennington. Beautiful part of the country. If you ever get the opportunity to go there, go there. Someday I will. We hope. Never been there. All right, take a look at what we have in terms of the Maine snow. One thing we have all going to be seeing is possibly some snowfall at high elevation back over into portions of Vermont, New Hampshire, then eventually moving into central Maine before becoming more prevalent along parts of the 95 corridor and into Lincoln and into Bangor. Now, this stuff is not going to be an all-day event. It's going to be kind of splotchy here and there. We're not talking about massive, crazy amounts of snowfall. Except for high elevation, you might garner a few more inches, maybe 1 to 3 at best. Other places, kind of a dusting. We make our way back into the northern plains, Big Sky country. Not seeing much in terms of big snowfall, but the cold air certainly in place up at the Air Force Base in Minot. We notice that we have the winter weather advisory from Bismarck, which extends all the way down to Springfield. That's a big area that we're talking about with that winter weather advisory, but it includes the Great Lakes. So you have the power of that upper level energy. It's going to drive its way to the southeast. Fluctuations in the jet stream can be expected. And there will be a little bit of warm air that's going to be coming in, moist air that's going to move over the cold surface. When you have that happening, you're going to have the transformation from possible raindrops to snowflakes, and voila, a touch of that winter weather that's going to come on driving through. It's not going to be just blue, though. A little bit of a kaleidoscope of seeing some of the pinks and some of the purples and blues and the greens, where you have the freezing rain, the wintry mix, just the plain old raindrops in parts of Big Sky country. For this evening, we see this launch its way a bit more towards the east. Minneapolis, we might get a dusting of snowfall. Same deal over in parts of Fargo. Then for tomorrow, we see it drift a little bit more into the Ohio Valley, Great Lakes, and into the mid-Mississippi Valley. Notice by the time we get to Sunday evening, some places the high side of snowfall, anywhere from 5 to 8 inches of snowfall. But as a general rule, most places will be getting a bit less than that, more like 1 to 3 in a few locations. All right, so certainly something to watch. Minneapolis, be ready for it. Chicago, looks like it's not going to be too incredibly crazy for you, but the biggest story is still probably the cold air. All right, folks, you know what time it is? Well, it's time for our Saturday morning special.
Ooh,
That's
is
right.
that the half stack or is that the hash brown casserole?
We're going to do the whole Monty, the whole thing.
Yes, top 5 videos of the week, actually.
There you go.
So it's a full stack. Number 5, what do you say we start in Switzerland? Why not? It's the Arosa ski resort. And look at those things swinging around. That is a ski lift.
Wow.
Or 2. No.
As you can imagine, the blizzard conditions shut down the resort on Wednesday. You wanted to snow at a ski resort, but it is possible to have too much of a good thing.
I think so. It looks like that Matterhorn ride that they put at the theme parks.
Oh, I love that ride.
That thing that spins around, makes
love
you
that
sick.
ride. But would you like this one? Number 4, there were no skiers at that resort, but there were some at Fenway Park the last 2 days. Historic baseball field was home to a big air skiing and snowboarding competition, Alex.
It's a 140-foot high ramp. It's almost 4 times the size of the Green Monster. Those snowboards had their shot at the ramp on Thursday. Skiers took the jump last night, and I want to know how you try this for the first time.
I don't know how you tried that for the first time. I tried this the first time. This monster of a wave, our number 3 video coming out of Hawaii. This is an event known as the Eddy. It only runs when waves reach height of 20 feet.
Where'd he go? Oh, the
Wow.
surfing competition only by invitation. Wave heights were some of the highest of the season.
Yeah, we invite you to become fish food.
Yes,
right?
No, I invite myself to go watch, maybe? Yeah,
Exactly.
that's as good as it gets.
Hey, look at this. Neither rain nor sleet or snow will keep some people from their morning coffee. Number 2 video, it shows this Canada dog trainer makes a coffee run with the help of her 2 border collies.
Yeah, she trains smaller breeds as well as huskies to mush through sleet and snow like this. The dogs, they got some treats as well. I guess they went to Tim Hortons. Anytime we go to Starbucks, my dogs expect a little bit of the whipped cream. They put it in a lid for them.
Very nice. Rumor has it that she's going to be going with 20 Chihuahuas on the next run. That's right.
To Taco Bell?
Absolutely. We should hope so. Hey, our #1 video this morning. It's kind of scary. Look at this.
Wow. These are a couple of skiers on the mountain near the French Alpine resort of Le Grave when an avalanche hit.
Oh, wow. Yeah, the walls of white snow barrels down onto them. They actually dropped to their stomachs as it arrives. One of the skiers wrote on a ski website that it was a huge scare, understandably, but they had all their safety equipment. They got out. No one hurt. Whew. Terrifying.
That is good luck.
Well, we still have that bone-chilling cold that's going to invade parts of the Northeast. We're going to let you find out how long some of the areas are going to deal with the cold, how long it's going to stick around.
And we're going to check the next winter storm that could bring snow and ice to parts of the Midwest, the South, and the Northeast. You're listening. We're talking next.
Abdominal pain, urgent diarrhea. It could be IBS-D. New prescription Xifaxan is an IBS-D treatment that helps relieve your diarrhea and abdominal pain symptoms.
Do not use Xifaxan if you have a history of sensitivity to rifaximin, rifamycin antibiotic agents, or any components of Xifaxan. Tell your doctor right away if your diarrhea worsens while taking Xifaxan, as this may be a sign of a serious or even fatal condition. Tell your doctor if you have liver disease or are taking other medications, because these may increase the amount of Xifaxan in your body. Tell your doctor if you are pregnant, plan on becoming pregnant, or are nursing. The most common side effects are nausea and an increase in liver enzymes.
Ask your doctor about new Xifaxan.
Wait. You can't put it in like that. You have to rinse it first.
That's baked on, Alfredo.
No,
it's
baked on.
It's never going to work.
Dish issues? Trust your dishwasher with Cascade Platinum. It powers through your toughest stuck-on food, better than Finish. Cascade.
Stanley Steamer is the first carpet cleaning service certified asthma and allergy friendly. It's our new standard of clean. Call about our $99 carpet cleaning special.
Call 1-800-STEAMER. Stanley Steamer, your certified cleaner.
If you have moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis like me, and you're talking to a rheumatologist about a biologic, this is Humira. This is Humira, helping to relieve my pain and protect my joints from further damage. This is Humira, helping me reach for more. Doctors have been prescribing Humira for more than 10 years. Humira works for many adults. It targets and helps to block a specific source of inflammation that contributes to RA symptoms.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Before treatment, get tested for TB. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Talk to your doctor and visit Humira.com. This is Humira at work.
Moved into this? Make it look like this. Let's check out our options. Give it some style. Perfect. Now, let's detail it. Let's put our ideas to work and step into a new favorite room. Let's do this. Buy vanities in-store and online today, starting at just $139. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
This Valentine's Day weekend, you can really experience eHarmony. For free, it's the first step in finding that perfect person for you. Connect for free this Wednesday through Monday only.
Once upon a time, there was a nice house that lived with a family. One day, it started to rain and rain. Water got inside and ruined everybody's everythings. The house thought she let the family down, but the family just didn't think a flood could ever happen.
The reality is, floods do happen. Protect what matters. Get flood insurance. Visit floodsmart.gov/flood to learn more.
Here we go.
It's our biggest seasons ever. Starting with new episodes of Prospectors at 9 and Highway Through Hell at 10.
Bam!
Sundays on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 53 degrees under clear skies. Today, mainly sunny to start, then a few afternoon clouds. High 74. Winds northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, a few passing clouds. Low 57. Winds north-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Sunday, cloudy skies. High 68. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
We don't see these temperatures very often, and they can be life-threatening.
Heed the warning, folks. An Arctic outbreak is underway, bringing some of the coldest air of the season. Both record high and low temperatures will be shattered, and the dangerous wind chills could put lives at risk.
Plus, we're keeping an eye on what could be our next named winter storm from the south to the northeast with rain, snow, and everything in between. How this system could affect your going on Monday and how it could impact your work week ahead.
But first, despite extreme cold, thousands today are saying no shorts, no problem. They're taking part in an unusual race. We'll let you know why they're running in their underwear this Valentine's weekend. You've got it all, and we've got it all ahead for you this morning on AMHQ Weekend.
Makes you wonder if they have it all upstairs running in this cold. Actually, the story behind it is a very good one. People do benefit for it, but the cold air, guys, is crazy.
God bless them. I wouldn't even do that if it was 90 degrees.
Exactly.
I don't have that kind of confidence to be wearing that little of clothes and running.
It's crazy
Especially
times.
in slow motion when we slow it down, the video.
And that is one story we're going to talk about on AMHQ Weekend. It is Saturday, February 13, 2016, and we are not slow motion at all. It is fast moving with this cold air out.
Full speed ahead. I'm Alex Wilson in for Kelly Cass, along with Dr. Greg Postel. We've
My
got
goodness.
cold, we've got snow, we've got it all.
Yeah, and the cold is going to leave behind some legacy cold air in the south, and that combining with a system coming in from the west is leading to some icing, we think, for your Monday morning. Not good.
I like that you guys are both wearing your cold weather colors, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there we
and
go.
Purple.
Well, we were on the phone late last night talking about it.
I figured as much. Nobody called me. Taking a live look at Duluth, Minnesota. You are currently under a wind chill advisory through 9 a.m. Wind chills as cold as 40 degrees below zero. So these are places we've got to watch. Right now, we've got a feels like temperature of minus 24 degrees. I don't even know what that feels like, but you don't want to be out there. You got to limit your exposure because this is dangerous.
Yeah, you're right about that. This is where you can get frostbite pretty easily. I mean, a lot of places, including up in Burlington, Boston, New York, Pittsburgh, Roanoke, a lot of places that are shaded in that blue where you have the wind chill advisories and we also have the wind chill warnings out.
Yeah, these are those days I know you want to like test your mettle. You want to go, you guys, I stood outside for X amount of minutes.
Yeah.
Don't do it. You don't want to end up with frostbite or any other issue. I mean,
You're
this
right.
is serious cold.
Absolutely. Some of the places you might deal with those conditions would be in Boston, maybe even New York, where you have two spots that Alex was talking about, where you have the bone-chilling cold. It's settling in. Boston, one of those places where you can expect highs in the teens with low temps at or below zero tomorrow morning and more the same into Monday morning. New York, you're going to stay below freezing and close to 0 degrees on Sunday morning, but let's take a look at the forecast. All right. Here's what we have for you. You take a look at this, and my goodness, it is just a bullseye of cold air. It's we've got a couple things going on. We have this batch of cold air, then we have a disturbance that's going to help deepen the trough. And think of the trough, the jet stream, as being like an atmospheric barrier. All right, think of it being like a fence. Okay, if we had a pure zonal flow, and it goes from say Big Sky Country, cuts all the way across, it's going to keep this cold air well to the north near the pole. What happened, though, is we have a trough, which allows that cold air to come tumbling its way into the south, which means millions of you are going to be frigid. That's right. And what we can expect is that Arctic air to actually remain in place for tomorrow, and then we could see the chance of some winter precipitation over the next several days. That's coming later. Right now, currently, in Holden, you've got minus 22, Saranac Lake minus 4. These are not your wind chills. These are your current temperatures. However, when you bring in the wind, it is going to be absolutely ridiculous, and the forecast lows even ridiculous-er. That a word? Don't know. Appropriate today, though, because you look at Burlington, it's minus 15 for tomorrow morning. Syracuse, minus 12. New York, 1. Then tomorrow with the wind chills, that's where it gets absolutely bonkers. Minus 17 in Gotham City. Are you kidding me? Syracuse going with minus 23 and then minus 2 in Washington, D.C. Alex, let's send it back over to you.
That is insane.
Yep.
Let's take you to Minneapolis, Minnesota, where the temperature is minus 6, feels like minus 20. So you've got the cold. And you've also got snow in the forecast, although running below average for the year in Minnesota and Minneapolis to be specific. 7 inches, just over 7 inches actually, below average for the year. But you are going to tack on some more snow. Notice we've got snow alerts in play, winter weather advisories from the Dakotas down into parts of Illinois. So this isn't going to be an epic snowmaker, but it will be a nuisance for your Valentine's weekend. Right now we've got snow falling from Minot down towards Bismarck, and also notice into eastern Nebraska, parts of Iowa, some snow showers coming down. Here is the disturbance that we are watching on the water vapor imagery. You see that ridge setting up into parts of the west. They've got all that heat, but that upper level energy will be diving southeast, and that is going to bring that swath of snow from the Dakotas down into Iowa, down into Illinois. Notice that northwest to southeast setup. A warm, moist air moving over the cold surface. Light snow, but this is a weaker system. So as I said, this isn't going to be epic. This isn't going to be the snowstorm to end all snowstorms, but it could cause some difficult driving conditions. Wintry mix into the areas in pink with snow from Bismarck to Pierre and even Sioux Falls, South Dakota. You'll see that today. Further off to the west, it's rain for you. By tonight, we are watching the Dakotas, Minnesota, Iowa, and central sections of Illinois for the snow chances. By tomorrow, notice places like Chicago and Minneapolis see snow, even down into north central Tennessee, including Nashville. You guys could get in on some snow showers. Further south, wintry mix and areas of freezing rain. Snowfall total forecast ending late Sunday, 5 to 8 inches into parts of South Dakota and a little bit of Iowa through this darker shade of blue, 3 to 5 inches possible. Guys, over to you.
All right, thanks so much, Alex. We're here with Dr. Greg Postel, and Dr. Greg, we were talking while Alex was doing her spiel. We were listening, Alex, to what you're saying.
Yeah, that's what they all say.
Absolutely. But no, we were talking about how when this is going to make its way into the South, it's not really like a uniform sort of thing, but more of a jumbled mess we could be seeing in a few places.
A whole lot of wintry precipitation types beginning on Sunday night in the South that could be particularly dangerous for travelers across the South, maybe even as far south as North Georgia. It's still a little bit of uncertain how far south it's going to go, but Sunday night, watch out across this part of the South, including the Mid-Atlantic with the Carolinas in play for some snow. But some of those other colors in there, the pinks would be a wintry mix, and worst of all, I think the freezing rain right on the southern extent of that snow on Sunday night. Monday also kind of the similar picture. Find your spot on the map, and this is during probably the morning hours in Monday with a little bit of freezing rain here. Charlotte, watch out. Also parts of the Piedmont and North Carolina with a wintry mix, and then snow farther north. Let's talk about how we get there.
Okay.
Sunday night, well, we know this cold air is coming into place, right? It's moving into the Northeast. You just were talking about it so eloquently about how cold it's going to be in the Northeast. Well, that Arctic high pressure is going to leave a legacy behind it. There's going to be some very cold, dense air. Even though the high pressure will be off the coast, very cold northeasterly winds will still be driving southwestward across this part of the Piedmont and into parts of the Southeast on Sunday night. Look what happens on Monday. High pressure system's gone, but the wedge remains in place, guys. Look at this. This is classic wedgie. What we're getting is that very cold air still sliding down toward the southwest, and you can see it even here in those lines. These are isobars, lines of equal pressure. This is the cold, dense air hanging back across parts of the south. So when you have that cold, dense air near the surface, you look upstairs, aloft, above some of these cities, in particular on Monday morning in Charlotte, it warms up as you go in altitude. Some warm air is trying to come in aloft. So your surface temps are below 32, but only a couple of thousand feet up, they're in the mid-30s. So we're going to get rain coming down, and that is going to freeze on contact. Watch what happens. We get a little bit of snow coming in, but some of this pink right in here really makes me concerned early Monday morning. That is the freezing rain right in here. Of course, north of that, the colder air is thicker and we'll see the snow. But for a good bit of Monday morning, watch out for that pink shaded out here for freezing rain. And then later on in the day, it really does look like it's going to warm up everywhere, even at the surface. So we go over to rain. So all those places concerned about icing are these regions here outlined in pink for really Sunday morning in earnest.
That morning drive is going to be an absolute bear. It's going to be crazy. All right. Thanks so much, Dr. Let's step back over to Alex.
I don't even want to think about how many areas are going to be red on Google Maps.
Exactly.
Hey, AMHQ weekend just getting started. Speaking of red, it's Valentine's Day weekend, and they say that love makes us warm inside. But is anyone going to be feeling warm temperature-wise? We'll tell you where.
Currently in our area, 53 degrees under clear skies. Today, mainly sunny to start, then a few afternoon clouds. High 74. Winds northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, a few passing clouds. Low 57. Winds north-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Sunday, cloudy skies. High 68. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Temperatures will plummet to around 0. And with wind chill, the wind chill values will take us down to as low as 25 below 0. We don't see these temperatures very often, and they can be life-threatening.
New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio warning residents to take the incoming cold weather very seriously. City's police department increasing a number of officers at the homeless outreach unit. And the fire department will deploy units citywide to inspect and thaw any frozen hydrants. Nearly 600 salt spreaders are loaded and ready for deployment should icing conditions occur on the downtown city streets. Let's interview Alex.
I'm going to walk you through some of those chilly stats. You'll see the city on this side, the stats on this side. Minneapolis looks pretty, right? -6, a feels like temperature way below that. Currently with a 5-mile-per-hour wind speed, we've got a -17-degree wind chill. That means within 30 minutes, you are going to be dealing with frostbite. That exposure time is going to be low over the next few days for many cities. So Minneapolis, right now, your coldest morning. But when we look for places like Boston, it's tomorrow where temperatures are really going to be frigid. -5 is what your thermometer will say. But if you were to step outside, you're going, all right, it's way worse than -5. It's got to be. With a 19-mile-per-hour wind, it will feel more like -28. That means within 20 minutes, you are dealing with frostbite. Albany, New York, tomorrow morning, the temperature will be -11. A wind speed of 14 miles an hour means a -33-degree wind chill, 20 minutes exposure time. So I've given you the stats and I've talked about exposure time, but you're like, what the heck is frostbite anyway? Well, there are a few stages of frostbite. The first one, frost nip, is when your skin's going to turn a pale yellow or white, similar to what you saw if you were watching us earlier. We showed Jim Cantori's nose. It may itch, burn, or also feel like pins and needles. So it's going to feel funny. It might be your nose or your fingers, hopefully not your toes. You're definitely wearing shoes in this kind of weather. When you get to stage 2, that's when you actually are dealing with frostbite. In this case, your skin becomes hard. It'll start to look shiny or waxy. You almost look like a wax figure, and your skin will also blister. When you get to stage 3, and you do not want to get to stage 3, that's severe frostbite. Skin becomes very hard and actually cold to the touch. It'll darken quickly. It might look blue and even later turn black. So this kind of cold is very, very dangerous. If you're out there without gloves, without your face covered for a long period of time, you are going to be dealing with big problems, Reynolds.
All right, thanks for the heads up. Certainly some advice to heed. You know, a lot of folks across the country can't wait for March 20th to arrive. And the reason why, that's the first day of spring. So has winter really been that bad? We check in now with our winter weather expert Tom Nizzle for a look at where we stand so far.
Well, we're into the middle of February almost, and I think it's a good time for us to look at the state of the winter across the U.S. How's it gone so far? Well, I'll tell you what, if you live out in the western U.S., that combination of cold air and a lot of storm tracks through that cold air have produced an abundance of snowfall. Winter recreationalists just loving the skiing in the western part of the U.S. We get into the upper Midwest, the Great Lakes region in the Northeast. We have snow cover on the ground, but for a good part of the winter, the temperatures have been above normal. And if you take a look at one of the snowiest cities in the U.S., Syracuse, New York, they're running nearly 4 feet below normal for their snowfall. One other way I like to look at the state of the winter is looking at our named winter storms. And what I have here is a graph of the last 3 years, the named winter storms, a number of storms here on the x-axis and the time of the year on the y-axis. We're going to put this year's storms on there. What's interesting is typically our most active period for naming winter storms the second week of January through about the 4th week of February. So, hey, everybody, another 2 weeks to go, and then I believe we're going to start to see the light at the end of the tunnel as spring hopefully will begin to make its appearance. I'll send it back to you.
All right,
when spring comes, though, we lose Tom Nizzle. We put him back into hibernation.
Oh yeah, but it's like Frosty the Snowman. You always know he comes back.
That's true.
So you always get that going for us. Hey, folks, it does feel like summer in parts of California. So how long is the February warm-up going to last? We have your forecast.
Yeah, weird looking at people in shorts and T-shirts when we're talking serious cold in the east. One of the most dangerous sports events in Half Moon Bay, California. We're going to take a closer look at the Titans of Maverick surfing competition.
Oh, man.
But from waves to the coldest air of the season. Why not?
Yeah, why not? Let's go a little bit of a contrast. Look at this. Yeah, tomorrow morning forecast low that we have for you. Let's see, Pittsburgh. Oh, my gosh, Iron City.
At least it's 1 degree, right?
That's true. That's true. But we'll take a look at Washington, D.C. Got cold times there. Richmond, even Baltimore. Chilly times coming from millions of folks.
Yeah, and when you compare them to how cold it's been thus far in some spots, I mean, look at Richmond. 7 degrees colder than the coldest day you've had so far.
It's ridiculous. Absolutely. And folks, the cold air is going to stick around for at least a couple of days. Sit tight. We've got more on this forecast. It will be affecting millions of you. Plus, we've got a system that's going to be churning its way up the eastern seaboard, which will be affecting your travel just in time for Monday morning.
This kind of weather means you just wear full body snuggies, right?
I think it's a wise decision. Yeah. Absolutely. All right, folks. See you soon.
Andrew, Rita, Sandy. Meet Chris, Jackie, Joe. Minor damage or major disaster. When you need us most, we're there. State Farm. We're a force of nature, too.
Breaking wind and average fleece. Breaking wind and Duluth Trading Shoreman's Fleece. Duluth Trading Shoreman's Fleece. 3 gust-busting layers. 1 beefed-up fleece. Get one. Only at DuluthTrading.com.
I tried Depend last weekend. It really made the difference between a morning around the house and getting a little exercise.
Only Depend underwear has new Confidence Core technology for fast absorption and the smooth, comfortable fit of FitFlex protection. Get a coupon at Depend.com.
Oh, no, the car! Told you somebody should have waited in the car. Says there's a black car 3 minutes away. I'm not taking one of those. That one.
They gave authorities the slip in a Prius. Now the 4 most wanted men in the world are stealing our hearts.
Is that us? I think that's us.
Public support is at a fever pitch. What started as an amateur heist is now a global phenomenon.
One does have to wonder, how long can this chase go on?
Look, we're trending.
Let me see that.
We're famous.
Toyota, let's go places.
Looking for 24/7 digestive support? Try Align for a non-stop, sweet treat goodness. Hold on to your tiara kind of day. Live 24/7 with 24/7 digestive support. Try Align, the undisputed #1 GE recommended probiotic.
You don't have to be a lawn care professional like me to know that leaving clippings in the road looks bad. But did you know that it's bad for our creeks and lakes? Clippings and other yard debris flow through storm drains to the nearest body of water. Then they break down and release nutrients. This fuels algae growth that blocks sunlight and chokes out plants and fish. So get those clippings back onto the grass where they can provide beneficial nutrients to the soil. It's better for the grass, better for the environment, and it prevents clogged storm drains and flooding. Join us in the effort to keep grass off the streets.
Hey, how's it going? Hotcakes? Hotcakes.
This place has hotcakes.
Hotcakes.
So why aren't they selling like hotcakes? With Comcast Business Internet and Wi-Fi Pro, they could be. Just add a customized message to your Wi-Fi Pro splash page, and you'll reach your customers where their eyes are already, on their devices.
Order up.
It's more than just Wi-Fi. It can help grow your business. You don't see that every day.
Introducing Wi-Fi Pro. Wi-Fi that helps grow your business. Comcast Business. Built for business.
I'm Jesse Owens.
You're the fastest man on the earth.
You want to win a gold medal in Berlin, even under the Hitler regime?
You get a chance and you're going to walk away from it?
I got people looking at me for an example.
I don't care about any of that. Well, you're right.
You don't have to.
Running some type of direction.
People telling me I can't do it. I want it twice as bad now.
Rated PG-13.
Currently in our area, 54 degrees under clear skies. Today, mainly sunny to start, then a few afternoon clouds. High 74. Winds northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, a few passing clouds. Low 57. Winds north-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Sunday, cloudy skies. High 68. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
All right, so California. A gentleman out there walked away with one of the top prizes in the world's most popular and dangerous surfing events. Nick Lamb caught the perfect wave to win the Titan of Mavericks competition. This is in Half Moon Bay. He won that along with the title and a $30,000 check. Both nice. And surfers from around the world gather every year for the competition. And this year's waves topped around 30 feet. We're talking about the height of a 3-story building. In its 17-year history, the event has been canceled before, in fact, 4 times, because the waves just weren't big enough. Man, like plenty big to make. Scary times out there, no doubt about it. All right, let's show you what we have out towards the west. The weather, anything but scary. If you happen to be trapped in the east and you long for warmer times, you are a ticket away. Going to LAX, you'll be greeted with 55 degrees and palm trees. In San Francisco, 54 degrees and cloudy skies. Vegas, you've got 49 degrees. Salt Lake City, 29 degrees. The reason for some of the cooler air is you've got that inversion. Also, remember yesterday during one of the shows, Paul Goodlow and I and Dr. Postel were talking about how you have stagnant air. The air quality in Salt Lake right now, horrible, believe it or not. And as we make our way through the rest of the day, we can expect the temperatures in some spots to warm up considerably. In Reno to San Francisco, Los Angeles back into Phoenix, unseasonably warm. Albuquerque and Denver, very, very warm for you along the Front Range in Denver. For tomorrow, we see things continue. The nice spell. This is one of those times where you rent a convertible and you drive north on Highway 101 right along the coast. It is one of the loveliest places in the whole world to spend a day. Just gorgeous. Monday shows more of the same, where your traffic is going to be much better along parts of I-5. No issues going over the Grapevine in terms of ice. Not at all. Possibly some rain in Salt Lake City, and that'll help clear out the skies a little bit. Get some of that goo out of the air. For Phoenix, the way it's going to go in the Valley of the Sun, the record high for today is 87 degrees. We may match that. Record high for tomorrow, 86, and lo and behold, look at what we can expect. Average for us this time of year, around 70 degrees to the Valley of the Sun. So warm times.
Yeah, very hot for them. That earliest 90 degrees. We'll have to see if we can get it. Well, hey, it's now been 170 years since the famous Donner Party found themselves trapped in the snowy Sierra Nevada mountain range. As legend has it, some turned to cannibalism to survive. In 2016, you're more likely to find an 18-wheeler crossing the Donner Pass rather than a covered wagon, but it can be just as deadly. Dave Malkoff rode with one trucker to see what the Donner Pass is like 170 years after that infamous winter.
It is long before sunrise at California's Port of Oakland. Each day, more than 11,000 trucks are ready to cross the same treacherous stretch of highway we're heading right into. This is I-80 East to Nevada.
All right, this is our ride. I'm Dave.
Dana.
Hey, how are you?
Nice to meet you. Dana Nelson has invited us along for the ride.
What are you hauling today?
I think I've got speaker boxes.
Speaker boxes?
Speaker boxes.
Awesome.
The drive is long, so you need the music, but it's also dangerous. We're headed over the famed Donner Pass.
It's one of the most dangerous passes in the U.S.
It really is.
It is. Still, fatalities every year. The weather changes dramatically in a matter of minutes.
That's because it's here where I-80 climbs to 7,200 feet, making it one of the snowiest places in the United States. On average, more than 30 feet fall each year, and it was double that snowfall in the years 1880, 1890, 1938, and 1952, when more than 60 feet of snow fell at the top of this hill, even when it's sunny in California when Dana left the port.
I've been known to throw chains in shorts. The snowpack on the side have been up to 8 to 10 feet.
We ran into some rain, and often that's more dangerous than the snow.
It's going to put a layer of ice on top of the snowpack that is there. Now it's going to slide down, like the camera.
Drivers in the cars on the pass are often distracted by scenery, the blowing snow, their phones, unaware of the hard work these drivers put in every day.
We had a guy get stuck up here for 3 days once.
This time, Dana got lucky.
I leave before the kids wake up, and I'm usually home to help with dinner.
So from sunshine on the California coast, through those huge snow piles, all the way here to sunshine again on the banks of the Truckee River, we did it all in less than 6 hours. In Sparks, Nevada, Dave Malkoff, the Weather Channel.
Where did the driver go?
I'm a little worried.
Yeah, we saw Dave emerge from the truck, but the driver still missing.
I hope that he didn't go like too into the story.
That's what I'm thinking. Hey, folks, a polar plunge, it is going to be affecting so many people across the Midwest, and folks, it is serious business. You got to be careful.
Right. You know, it was some of the coldest air several cities have seen in decades. We'll talk where next.
Here in the city, parking is hard to find. Seems like everyone drives. And those who do should switch to Geico because you could save hundreds on car insurance. Oh, perfect. Valet parking. Hello.
Evening, sir.
Here's the keys. And go easy on the right, mate. Wouldn't mind some of that beef Wellington.
To see how much you could save on car insurance, go to geico.com.
It's okay.
Soup and sandwich and somewhere to go and clean and real and nowhere to be and warmth and looking good and sandwich and soup and inside jokes and Dan is back. Good, clean food pairs well with anything. The Clean Pairings menu, 500 calories or less at Panera. Food as it should be.
Nexium 24 Hour is the new #1 selling frequent heartburn brand in America.
I hope you like it spicy.
Get complete protection with the purple pill, a new leader in frequent heartburn. That's Nexium level protection.
Here's something new. Now you can get the Weather Channel forecast on the new LL Bean app. Just tap, shop, and discover. The new app from LL Bean, featuring forecasts from the Weather Channel. Download today.
So your grandma wants you to visit and help with a few things. But last-minute travel can be pricey. If you visit Priceline, get a great deal, and go.
It's perfect, honey. Go banana.
If you don't go.
Ta-da! Oh, that's perfect.
Hey, I'm going to order some pizza to celebrate. What's your social security number? Sometimes I ask.
Oh, it's 3.
3.
2, 3.
2, 3.
7.
7.
2.
Whatever's on the line. Priceline.
What's the most awarded car company of the year, ranking from top to bottom? Luxury cars seem like they would be top awarded.
Better be some awards behind what you're paying for, right?
The final answer? Chevy, the most awarded car company 2 years in a row.
Wow, it's like a luxury car.
I was shocked. I mean, it's like, this is Chevy?
Current qualified GM lessees can get a sign and drive lease on this Chevy Cruze Limited for around $179 per month. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Don't miss Founders Days at Pep Boys. Get 5 quarts of Castrol or Pennzoil conventional oil plus a Fram oil filter for only $9.99 after mail-in rebate. And when you buy 3 select tires, you get the 4th free instantly. Trust the boys to get you there.
Moved into this? Make it look like this. Let's check out our options. Give it some style. Perfect. Now, let's detail it. Let's put our ideas to work and step into a new favorite room. Let's do this. Buy vanities in-store and online today, starting at just $139. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
One Crest 3D White Smile is all it takes to turn the tables. Crest 3D White toothpaste removes 5 times more stains than the red box. For a smile like that, Crest 3D White is the way to whiten.
Currently in our area, 54 degrees under clear skies. Today, mainly sunny to start, then a few afternoon clouds. High 74. Winds northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, a few passing clouds. Low 57. Winds north-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Sunday, cloudy skies. High 68. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Closed captioning brought to you by California Walnuts. What makes this the best simple dinner ever? Great tasting, heart-healthy California walnuts. So simple. Get the recipes at walnuts.org.
Welcome back. Hey, we got a close-up view of what you can expect around the country. That's right. It is 1:30. Welcome back into AMHQ Weekend. We've got your forecast for you.
Yeah. You feeling a little chilly this morning? You're not alone. Although it's not bad in here. Some days it's freezing and I've got full-on goosebumps.
Yeah.
Not bad today.
Not one of those days.
But across parts of the east, coldest temperatures of the season for some, coldest temps of a decade.
Yeah, it's been, it's been a long time since they've seen below zero numbers like these we expect in parts of the Northeast, including places like New York and Boston. This is going to be brutal stuff with the wind chill way down there. Some places in the interior on this map, how about wind chills of minus 50 to minus 60?
What does that even feel like? You're a doctor.
Actually, you know what? Good question. The coldest I've ever been in is a temperature of minus 27 with a wind of about 20 miles per hour. So the wind chill was somewhere around minus 60, minus 80.
Do you even feel anything?
I didn't feel anything because I was dressed up in complete ski garb. There was nothing exposed, and all I was doing was walking to class in Madison, Wisconsin in the early 1990s.
You are such a conscientious student.
You know, a little bit farther to the south of Madison, we make our way to Chicago. We're at 6 degrees right now. Feels like temperature's minus 12 out there. 8 degrees with wind chill. It's going to feel very chilly, no doubt about it. Chicago under a wind chill advisory, and that's going to stay in effect until around 9 o'clock or so this morning. But that doesn't mean you can just break out in the Bermuda shorts after that. Oh no, because we still are going to have that cold air that's going to be just a giant shroud of madness across the region. Take a look in Woodstock. Wow, minus 14 in Aurora. You've got minus 10 Joliet, same deal. One little warm spot over in Peru, and we're not talking South America. We're talking right up there, just west of Chicago. A lot of cold air in place. You see that blue and that green? That's not cloud cover, folks. That's your cold air. That's your enhanced satellite. And it is going to stay just all across the region. You take a look at what we can expect. Timmins, look at that, minus 35. I believe Timmins is a phrase, I think the translation in Greek means, oh my gosh, I can't feel my face. Look at Chicago, you've got 3 degrees, Detroit more the same. This cold air is going to tumble its way across the Ohio Valley. It's going to move into parts of the Appalachians. It's going to be felt in the east, and it's going to stick around for at least 24 to 48 hours. So you've got a lot of cold air that a lot of people are going to be dealing with today and certainly tomorrow morning. This does not include the wind chill. These are just your temperatures. And in Cincinnati to Chicago, we're talking about it's just going to be brutal. You bring in that wind chill, it's going to be sub-zero in many places. Now in Columbus, you can expect 14, dropping to 4 overnight, and then warming up into the 30s, still below the average high, 40 degrees all throughout the region. Just a horrible situation. Let's send back over to you guys with more.
All right, thanks so much, Reynolds. Dr. Greg Postel with us this morning. You know, we're looking ahead to the next winter storm. Has a lot of people nervous, especially across the South, when we talk about wintry mix and ice. They're going, uh-oh.
Yeah, rightly so. There's going to be all kinds of winter types of precipitation, some very dangerous to travel on.
Right.
You know, that's exactly what you're talking about, Alex. I mean, freezing rain down here in parts of the South and some snow farther north. This is Sunday night, so be prepared. It's going to be coming in if you're not expecting it in 36 hours.
Right, and this is Valentine's Day. I know a lot of people go out, they take their loved one out for dinner or whatever. You know, you might be on the road, you're not thinking right now, and then Monday morning could be a really tricky day too.
Right along some of the interstates, I-85 going southward out of Charlotte down toward Atlanta, or even northward from there on I-95 going up through Richmond and D.C. Let's time it out for your Sunday and show you during the afternoon. You're probably okay, but here comes the snow moving in from Kentucky and southern parts of the Ohio Valley. There is one particular trouble spot right in here. Perhaps as early as Monday morning, maybe as far south as Atlanta, although the trends in Atlanta are for it to be a little bit warmer with each run, so maybe they will just get away with all rain here. But northeast Georgia, interior highlands of South Carolina, watch out.
All
and
right,
there's the icing.
There's our ice accumulation potential. Those areas that oftentimes deal with the ice. You know, when we talk about that wedge of cold air, you talk about upstate South Carolina,
yes.
you talk about Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yeah, and you're very familiar with those areas, so you know they just get hammered sometimes with icing.
And it can be so tricky, that forecast there.
So let's now go farther north into some of your old stomping grounds.
Yeah.
Syracuse.
Let's go up to Syracuse, New York, because you've got them in the snow zone for Monday night.
Yeah, there's going to be, I think, some significant snow into parts of interior Pennsylvania and New York State and northern New England on Monday night. And let's have a look at what some of the temperature profiles look like across that region and why we won't see freezing rain here, but instead it'll be all snow. Notice the surface temp. Below 32.
Okay.
But what happens is aloft, what we've got in Syracuse, we are actually not in the mid-30s at Syracuse on Monday night. They are at or below 32. So everywhere in the column you go in Syracuse, it is at or below freezing.
So you started with a snowflake. That stays frozen all the way till the surface.
Exactly. And not just Syracuse, but other cities around the area in interior Pennsylvania, New York. You're not only going to have below freezing air near the ground, aloft it will be below freezing. So you'll have that snow sounding there. And then, of course, there may be some changeover to rain right along the coastal sections on Tuesday.
All right, we're going to talk more about that. Thanks, Dr. Postel. Okay. Reynolds, over to you.
Hey, thanks, guys. We're just reading an email from Brianna Gordon, one of our weather producers. 91.5 million people under advisories, cold weather advisories and warnings. Can you believe it? That bone-chilling cold, folks. Today's cold snap seeing temperatures more than 30 degrees below average. We're going to let you know who may be rewriting history.
If my hands are dried and cracked, I can't do my job efficiently.
My hands are dry from washing my hands lots of times a day.
O'Keefe's Working Hands. Guaranteed relief for dry, cracked hands.
O'Keefe's works.
I saw it working for my husband, and I knew I had to try it.
Learn more at o'keefescompany.com.
Okay, ladies. Whenever you're ready.
Thank you. Thank you. I got this.
Oh,
no, I'll get it.
Let me get it. I don't want you to pay for this.
It's not happening, honey.
Let her get it. She got her safe driving bonus check from Allstate last week, and it's her treat.
What about a tip?
Oh, here's one. Get an Allstate agent.
Nice.
Switch today and get 2 safe driving bonus checks a year for driving safely, only from Allstate. Call 866-788-0900 now.
Here we go. Hold on, man. Is that a leak up there? That's a drip.
Okay.
Now that's a leak. That is a leak. And if you don't have Allstate renter's insurance, game over.
Protect your valuables from things like water damage for as low as $4 a month when you add renter's insurance to your Allstate auto policy. Call 866-788-0900 now. And if you're a safe driver, you can save up to 45%.
Just a few more ways Allstate is changing car insurance for good.
Call a local Allstate agent today.
Stay.
More stay per roll.
Sit.
More sit per roll.
Watch me. Roll over. Whoops.
More who's training who per roll. Bounty is 2 times more absorbent. So 1 roll of Bounty can last longer than those bargain brands. So you get more life per roll. Bounty, the long-lasting, quicker picker-upper. And try Bounty napkins.
If you take multiple medications, a dry mouth can be a common side effect. That's why there's Biotene. It comes in oral rinse, spray, or gel, so there's moisturizing relief for everyone. Biotene, for people who suffer from a dry mouth.
Over 40, feeling tired, losing muscle, and even romantic drive? Man up with Ageless Male. Natural ingredients clinically shown to support energy, promote muscle, and boost free testosterone.
The great thing about Ageless Male is that it works.
Man up with Ageless Male.
For your retirement, you want to celebrate the little things because they're big to you. And that is why you invest. The best returns aren't just measured in dollars. TD Ameritrade.
It can happen in an instant. Your dad doesn't feel right, but he's not sure he should call 911. With new 5-star urgent response, 1 touch, and he'll be immediately connected to 5-star agents.
I see your location, Mr. Turner.
5-star urgent response. It's help at the touch of a button.
An ambulance is on its way.
Buy the Splash today at Walmart Pharmacy and get the first month free. Learn more at greatcall.com.
Here we go.
It's our biggest seasons ever. Starting with new episodes of Prospectors at 9 and Highway Through Hell at 10.
Bam!
Sundays on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 54 degrees under clear skies. Today, mainly sunny to start, then a few afternoon clouds. High 74. Winds northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, a few passing clouds. Low 57. Winds north-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Sunday, cloudy skies. High 68. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Good morning, New York City. The good news is it's Saturday. A lot of you maybe have the day off of work. The bad news is those temperatures, what you're feeling out there now, about as warm as it's going to get. Temperatures expected to hold steady, if not drop all day. Single digits by tonight with snow flurries also possible. So we are talking about a cold Valentine's Day weekend. If you've got indoor plans, that's what you're looking for. This is not going to be one of those weekends where you want to be out there in one of those carriage rides, other romantic gestures. It's not going to work. Look at these temperatures tomorrow morning. These are our forecast lows. Minus 12 Syracuse, minus 15 Burlington, minus 7 in Boston, 1 measly degree in New York, 11 in D.C., 1 in Pittsburgh. And keep in mind the wind will make it feel even colder. New York, 22 years it's been since the last low temperature that was at or below 0. That was back in 1994 on January 27th. Our forecast low Sunday morning is 1. If we can get to 0, that would be the first time in over 2 decades you've had a temperature at or below 0. Boston, it has been 49 years since you had the last record low set during the month of February. Tomorrow's record is minus 3, set back in 1934. The forecast should be easy. Minus 7 is what we're thinking for you guys up in Boston. Very cold. And other spots that could be looking at records, Hartford, we're forecasting minus 8, the record minus 5. New York, your low 1, the record 2. In Philadelphia, the forecast low is 4, could be a little above that record 2 degrees, Reynolds.
Wow, that is brutal times. Yeah. You know what, Alex? We actually have a wind chill warning that's going to be effective tomorrow morning in Buffalo. And temperatures right now around 5 degrees. The wind chill is near 15 below. And as you might imagine, it can be dangerous to be outside. So how do you handle this? I have absolutely no idea, but I know who does. Here to talk about the hazards the extreme cold can pose to your health is Dr. Matthew Smith from Mercy Hospital. Good doctor, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you, Reynolds. Good morning.
Hey, quick question for you right out of the gate. How long is it safe to be outdoors when you have temperatures like this that are in the single digits?
Yeah, in the single digits, or right now at the hospital this morning, it was 0 degrees coming in with winds around 20 miles per hour, putting the wind chill of less than minus 20. Really 30 minutes or less, exposed skin can start to show signs of frostbite or other problems.
So it really doesn't take a long time to get into trouble. Well, what can you give us an idea about the signs? What are some of the signs, things we need to look for when it comes to hypothermia, when it comes to frostbite?
Yeah, I mean, the cold weather around here is something we take very seriously. A lot of us have personal stories related to it. My father, for example, died after shoveling snow for a morning. He had heart disease and he died at a young age of 54. Hypothermia, the signs we look for, things like the heart rate going up, respiratory rate going up, shivering, mental status changes as well, ataxia, which is loss of balance, dysarthria, we're not speaking clearly, and actually poor changes in judgment. In fact, it's not uncommon for somebody in later stages of hypothermia to actually take their clothes off in the cold temperature as a sign of poor judgment. As it progresses, the shivering stops, the heart rate goes down, you become more lethargic and can even lose consciousness and ultimately die from it.
Good, doctor, I got to interrupt you. We're unfortunately running out of time. What about for those people? I mean, common sense tells us stay inside, stay out of the cold. But what if you don't have a choice? What if you have to be outside, waiting for a bus, a train, or you have to shovel? What are some other ways, things people can do to stay safe?
Well, you know, in Buffalo, we're famous for our chicken wings, our cold weather, but also our sports fans. And our sports fans often get caught in January out with their shirts off and full of alcohol. Those are not the things we would advise. In fact, staying away from alcohol and preparing well by having layers on, inside layer, avoiding cotton, because that's the layer that's controlling the moisture. The middle layer being an insulating layer with wool or fleece, outside layer being wind resistant. Once you're out, moving around a lot, avoiding wetness, facing the sun, staying well hydrated because you get dehydrated in the cold, as well as being well fed beforehand, because it takes a lot of energy to keep the core temperature up during cold temperatures.
Dr. Matthew Smith with Mercy Hospital in Buffalo, New York. Thanks for being so generous for your time, and thank you so much for the advice. Good guy, Alex. He had some wonderful tips for people.
Yeah, great advice. You know, I know a lot of the fans in Buffalo, like he said, are used to being out there in the cold for a while. So, you know, this guy knows his stuff. Well, an Arctic blast, of course, has its grip on the eastern U.S., and that's why we're talking about the safety tips and advice. But a warm-up is coming. We're going to tell you when you're going to get that nice break from the frigid temperatures next. And a sweet story, perfect for Valentine's Day. How about a trip to a chocolate-making factory? And why didn't I get to do this? What? How weather can actually affect the taste of your favorite chocolate. I'm listening.
I've got 2 reasons to take care of my heart. That's why I take Meta.
Meta is clinically proven to help lower cholesterol. Try Meta today. And for a tasty, heart-healthy snack, try a Meta Health Bar. And I turn around and there's 3 rattlesnakes.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Don't worry, Rob. You're covered.
State Farm agents are there whenever you need them.
I've always been protective of my little sister. But when she got cancer, she was the strong one. She learned while she needed chemo.
It could weaken my immune system.
But then you found out about Neulasta.
Right.
Neulasta helps reduce infection risk by boosting your white blood cell count, which strengthens your immune system. In a key study, Neulasta reduced the risk of infection from 17% to 1%, a 94% decrease.
Neulasta is for certain cancer patients receiving strong chemotherapy. Do not take Neulasta if you're allergic to Neulasta or Neupogen. Ruptured spleens, sometimes fatal, as well as serious lung problems, allergic reactions, kidney injuries, and capillary leak syndrome have occurred. Report abdominal or shoulder tip pain, trouble breathing, allergic reactions, puffiness in face or ankles, change in urine, swelling of stomach area, feeling of fullness, dizziness, or feeling faint to your doctor right away. In patients with sickle cell disorders, serious, sometimes fatal crises can occur. The most common side effect is bone and muscle ache.
Ellie's strong, but she still needs help.
Yeah, I do.
Ask your doctor about Neulasta.
There's a place for vacationers who seek more than just a little time off. The ones who choose to go big or stay home.
Come with me now.
Where every amazing, despicable, wizarding adventure reveals moments that are truly epic. This place is made for those who do more than just vacation.
Come with me now.
It's made for those who vacation like they mean it. Universal Orlando Resort.
Hey, how's it going? Hotcakes? Hotcakes.
This place has hotcakes.
Hotcakes.
So why aren't they selling like hotcakes? With Comcast Business Internet and Wi-Fi Pro, they could be. Just add a customized message to your Wi-Fi Pro splash page, and you'll reach your customers where their eyes are already, on their devices.
Order up.
It's more than just Wi-Fi. It can help grow your business. You don't see that every day.
Introducing Wi-Fi Pro. Wi-Fi that helps grow your business. Comcast Business. Built for business.
You know me as Nota Begay III, golf analyst for NBC Sports and Golf Channels and founder of the MB3 Foundation. But my favorite title is Champion for Kids' Health. I'm living my dream, and I want to make that possible for all children. We must give kids what they need to become teachers, artists, doctors, even golfers. But dreams can get lost if our kids aren't healthy. And right now in our country, 1 in 3 kids are obese. We must do better. Join me. Help all kids live healthy now so they can build healthy futures.
What makes me a weather geek? It's a great question.
I love the weather. That makes me a weather geek. I'll talk about the weather whether I'm at work or not.
Owning like 5 weather stations at my house, and then I name them. Who does that?
I have a weather station in the backyard so I can check the dew point, which is my favorite weather piece of data.
I am a nerd. I'm nerdy and proud.
Can I go off about dew points?
I'm proud to be a weather geek. Join our exclusive community for fans. Be one of the thousands of weather geeks out there at weloveweather.tv. Currently in our area, 54 degrees under clear skies. Today, mainly sunny to start, then a few afternoon clouds. High 74. Winds northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, a few passing clouds. Low 57. Winds north-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Sunday, cloudy skies. High 68. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
All right, good people, it is time for your winter weather update, and I think this is one of those times we have to talk about the surplus of cold air out there. This is crazy, Doctor.
Oh, look at some of these numbers up there in parts of eastern Canada. Minus 47 right now. This is not wind chill. That's actual numbers with minus 35s galore. Would you like to be up there right now?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, this is awful stuff, and it is working its way southward. We know it's cold in the lower 48 now, but it is probably still going to get even colder as some of this air moves in. I wouldn't be surprised, you know what, tomorrow morning, for places in central interior New York State to be down somewhere near minus 30, like Saranac Lake, New York, one of those famous places that gets wicked cold. Oh. So you can see actually this cold air on the satellite pictures because the satellite is thinking the ground here is as cold as the clouds. That's pretty amazing stuff. All that blue, those aren't clouds. That's the ground temperature as cold as the clouds.
That is absolutely ridiculous. Up in that area, not much in terms of wind, right? I mean, that's just pretty stable?
Not a lot. No, you're right. Not a lot. But you know what also I see in terms of wind on this map, actually.
Oh, look at this.
Coming in on the stage left, I guess that's right. Stage left on stage Reynolds. We have some Pacific air coming into the west. That's going to ensure that the cold air we've got now, the brutal, life-threatening cold, will not last that long. Thank goodness.
So this is basically this is the cavalry coming to save us, so to speak.
The cavalry is coming to save it, and it kind of looks there like the red shading out here. This is kind of an upper level weather chart which shows you sort of the position of the jet stream and some of the winds that go with it. So today we have this coming in like that, and there's the big dip in the east, which we don't like. But watch what happens sort of stepping through. We step our way out of it, kind of, as we head toward the middle of the week. Can you see more of a Pacific influence?
Without question.
We're hanging on into the northeast for some of this cold, but I think that, too, is also relatively transient and will be out of the way soon enough. But a nice warm ridge is developing in the middle part of the country. You want to see some numbers?
Bring it.
Want to see some numbers, Reynolds, on Wednesday? Upper 70s in the southern plains. How about that? 60 in Memphis. It gets even better as you head toward Thursday and Friday. Some of those 70s are going to begin to move out across the Mid-South.
Yeah, let's see some of these Valentine-colored reds to get a little bit more to the east.
They're going to come. They're coming in due time.
Speaking of Valentines, let's send over to Alex.
Yeah, we've got to talk about the sweet taste of chocolate, or my breakfast. It makes Valentine's Day special, but did you know that the weather plays a key role in how much chocolate is produced and what it tastes like? Our Stephanie Abrams and Jen Carfagno took a trip to a chocolate factory to find out more.
Welcome to Cacao Atlanta Chocolate Factory. You are here today to learn about chocolate making and weather and the beautiful relationship of the two.
And maybe eat some chocolate.
The first rule of being here is that you have to wear a chef coat and you have to wear a hairnet.
All right, so we go from Mets to chef in just a couple buttons.
And we've got the coat to prove it.
Even harvest these cacao beans?
So these particular beans are from Venezuela. Very much like a rainforest environment. A lot of foliage. It's very difficult to get around them at a cacao farm.
I'm guessing rain is important, so if they have a dry season, it's a big deal.
Rain is important. Too much rain is bad as well, but too little rain is not good.
Is it like wine? If you have a really wet season, you can still drink the wine, it just tastes different versus a dry season? Or does the seed get ruined depending on how dry or how wet it is?
It definitely affects the flavor, but it's more of the yield. More difficult to process if it's very wet. So once the beans are roasted, they go through a process called winnowing. The winnowing process is done right here with our vortex winnower.
Ooh, I like it, a vortex.
Right?
That's a weather term.
Yeah.
It says vortex winnower.
Exactly, right? Pretty cool, right? So it gets pulled in through this top chamber, and the heavier nib falls down here, right? But that lightweight shell actually gets pulled to this side.
So basically, Clay, this is like a tornado. I mean, it's rotating counterclockwise.
This is using the power of a tornado to make chocolate.
Who knew?
Amazing.
I'm so devastated that I
You
didn't
are
get to
jealous.
go along.
You're having a hard time with this.
My mouth is watering. This is what I got.
That's what you got? Good times.
A little bar. It's almost, if you actually shake it, there's really nothing.
We'll take a bite out of this forecast. We've got some chilly conditions, obviously, for the eastern third of the country. Look at this. These are all cities that are called Carnation, Love, Arrow. You see all of them. Valentine
Kissing
going to
Bridge.
77. Yeah, Loving, Texas, 72. All right, folks, we've got more coming up. You're watching Amy's Weekly.
You're my buddy, my pal, my friend. It will be that way until the end. And wherever you go, I want you.
Making the most out of every mile. That's why I got a Subaru Impreza.
Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Moved into this? Make it look like this. Let's check out our options. Give it some style. Perfect. Now, let's detail it. Let's put our ideas to work and step into a new favorite room. Let's do this. Buy vanities in-store and online today, starting at just $139. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
Don't miss Founders Days at Pep Boys. Buy 2 Rain-X Latitude water repellency wiper blades and get $10 off instantly. And when you buy 3 select tires, you get the 4th free instantly. Trust the boys to get you there.
My mom loves giving me advice. She even gives me advice about my toothpaste and mouthwash. But she's a dentist, so I kind of have to listen. She said, Jen, go pro with Crest Pro Health Advanced.
Advanced to healthier gums and stronger teeth from day one.
Using Crest toothpaste and mouthwash makes my whole mouth feel awesome. And my teeth are stronger, too.
Crest Pro Health Advanced is superior to Colgate Total in these 5 areas dentists check.
This checkup, so good.
Go pro with Crest Pro Health Advanced.
Mom's right. Again.
Really, do I even need life insurance?
Well, final expenses can be very expensive. Without insurance, the financial burden of credit card debt and funeral costs may fall to your loved ones.
Makes sense, but can I afford this kind of coverage?
MetLife's rates are affordable, and you can choose the amount of coverage that fits your needs and budget.
I've been turned down for insurance before. How's this any different?
MetLife Guaranteed Acceptance Whole Life Insurance is different. In fact, you cannot be turned down for health reasons.
I'd like to get life insurance. How do I even start?
It's easy. You can apply in a single phone call with no medical questions or exams.
Will my rates go up as I get older?
Absolutely not. This coverage lasts for life. Your rates are guaranteed to never increase for the life of the policy, and your coverage will never decrease.
Guaranteed?
Guaranteed?
Guaranteed.
Yes, guaranteed. If you're age 50 to 75, MetLife Guaranteed Acceptance Whole Life Insurance offers affordable coverage designed to help with final expenses, such as medical bills, credit card debt, and funeral costs. Coverage amounts range from $2,000 to $25,000. Rates start at less than $10 per month, and there are a variety of convenient payment options.
And it's from MetLife.
MetLife?
From MetLife?
That's right. Guaranteed Acceptance Whole Life Insurance from MetLife.
In that case, I'm going to contact MetLife.
MetLife makes it easy to get coverage that's affordable and reliable. Guaranteed Acceptance Whole Life Insurance can help you get the protection your family needs and the peace of mind you deserve.
Call 1-800-796-8445 to learn more about Guaranteed Acceptance Whole Life Insurance. That's 1-800-796-8445. 1-800-796-8445.
We're geeking out on what's happening in weather, how it happens, and why it's so freaking cool.
Weather Underground, weeknights at 6 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 54 degrees under sunny skies. Today, sunshine and a few clouds. High 72. Winds north-northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, a few passing clouds. Low 57. Winds north-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Sunday, cloudy skies. High 69. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.